Hello everyone, this is Plankara and welcome to my universe. Today we're going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. Last time I kind of got a lot of the bigger ideas that I had for how the hair should be shaped for the upward turn. And today I'm just going to be starting in on, or continuing I guess I should say, on the details. I had been focused mostly on the tips of the bangs yesterday. And today I'm gonna start from there. I think I got most of the tips right. Some of them are just a little long in some places, not quite in the right place in a couple of others. I think it's just a side effect of the upward head turn. I think she looks a little bit smug with her head on as well. So it makes sense. Anyway, hello again, Vivi. How are you today? The first thing I noticed when I was taking a look at the model this morning was that the highlight on the tips of the bangs there is slightly in the wrong direction. So I'm fixing that first. As always, going into extreme detail around the face itself. Oh no. Yes, I think it ends soon, doesn't it? I hope we were able to finish it. It was pretty cute. I enjoyed it. Yep. Good luck, friend. Yeah, I hope you're able to get through it. Wouldn't be surprised if someone uploads them all to YouTube, but you'd miss out on a bunch of rewards there, and that would be most unfortunate. Yeah. I wasn't able to collect my nightly stamina because of the maintenance. That always makes me a little bit sad. The way my schedule works out is I'm asleep by the time you get the option to collect the nightly ones. So I always collect it when I get up first thing in the morning. Because I get up before it goes away. But unfortunately, maintenance days, I don't get to do that. Alright, I probably will turn her face on fairly soon. The bangs kind of at the bottom start blending in with her face. So once I'm feeling pretty confident that I have them at least mostly right, I'll just turn it back on. Then we won't have floating FaceTime anymore. Make it a little bit easier for me to see and understand the rest of the hair. Because I admit it does get a bit distracting. Even if it is funny. Just thinking about some of the various things I'm going to need to do in order to make the turn here look nice. Just gonna start with the areas around her face, as always. But yeah, some of the stuff that I did yesterday I think is looking good. I still have some more work to do around this transition. I think I can make that look a little better. Where it transitions from purple to white. But first, I just want to finish touching up the bangs here. I spare no expense for the areas right next to the eyes. They get everything. Everything I can give. Always. So I'll be taking it slow for at least a little while. As I get further in, I feel like it always gets faster and faster, but I can spend like several days just getting these front bang areas looking good. It's okay. They're important. Everyone will be looking over here, so I want to make sure that it all looks nice and that nobody will get distracted by strange errors or anything. I'm gonna start sliding up this white part here. I just kind of wanted this S-curve to be a little bit flatter. Like, I don't think I should completely get rid of the S-curve, but just make it a little bit softer. Up here, though, up here is going to be much more curvy. Gonna get it all in there. Whereas down here, I just want things to be a little bit flatter. Don't really want to completely change the direction, just make it a little bit flatter. Okay, I guess that's a little bit too much there. I think the idea is solid, I just need to find the right balance. And I'm not quite sure what that's going to be, actually, so I'm just gonna, I don't know, try something, see if it's better or worse, see what direction that I think it should go. Because I don't know what I'm doing. It's fine. I don't have to know. I can figure it out. Okay, looks like I'm not actually quite done with the tips either. I might jump around a lot. It's fine. I'll get it all done eventually, so it doesn't really matter what order I do it in. Just trying to get the shape of this little highlight area and the shadow area to all be correct. There we go. I think that's getting pretty close. Still got a little bit more work to do around the highlight, but I think the shadow is looking good now. I just gotta get those points. Yeah, still going inward a little bit. I think it might also be this gap in between these two strands that's a little bit off too. Oftentimes there are multiple problems. It's fine, I will fix them all. Every single one of them. Get everything looking nice here. It's kind of amazing just how many little colors and little changes there are in just the tips of these bangs here. Never realized how detailed her hair was until I attempted to redraw it and rig it. Redrawing took a while. It really did. I did put together the playlist of that the other day. I haven't made the sped up video version yet. Probably won't until the model is closer to being done, if not completely finished. That'll be coming someday. Considering revisiting some of my older speed paint videos to add some commentary in them or something. That sounds like it could be kind of fun. I just remember being a bit lazy about it at first because I'm just like, I streamed the whole thing. So it's like I have quite a lot of commentary just throughout the entire process of working on it. Talk to myself the whole time. Everything I was thinking and feeling is right there. Alright, had to hide her eye there for a second because it was kind of interfering with my ability to see the side of the bang there. I wanted to make sure that I had all of that nice and straightened out. We can just consider this extreme winking. Winking so hard that the eye disappears entirely. Sounds legit. Alright, there we go. That's a bit better. Now just kind of around this orange area that's still a little bit off here. Very minor, but like I said, the area right around the eyes, I want to make sure that it's right. The eyes are where people will be staring. And the more I put into it, the more, I don't know, people will be able to appreciate it, I guess. In all honesty, I'm not sure if they'll notice all these little slight differences that I'm putting into the bangs, but it's the kind of thing where you don't notice when it's right, but you do notice when it's wrong. So that's why I'm super insistent on getting everything just right. I don't want people to notice a thing. Just everything looks completely natural. Something like that. That's kind of been my experience when watching some showcases from people. I've started looking at Life2D showcases again. For models and for art, and indeed. You don't notice when things are right, but you do notice when things are wrong. It's very unfortunate. Art is hard. Art is hard, and our eyes are unforgiving. But I think I'm getting it all together here. Yeah. Getting there. Now I can actually kind of start moving into the transition here and the highlight up here. I'm gonna turn her head back on. I think I can get away with doing so. See, I told you. She looks smug even with her head on. This upper turn is just a very smug turn. I think I'm okay with it. Okay. And right now I'm thinking about how I want to handle this change from purple to white on the tip of her bang there. Alright, I have some ideas. I think some of the vertices just got pulled a little bit to the right over here. So I'll pull some of those back. I think that'll help a little bit. Yeah, and I can use this very slight shadow here as a hint. And probably the highlight itself too. Maybe I should actually take a look at the highlight here. Because once I can get that to not slide so much, I think that'll actually help considerably. Okay, so I have 2 points that I can use to kind of help me out here. I got this shadow and this highlight. That shadow isn't a super noticeable one, so I'm not too worried about its location. Right now, the only reason I really care about it is just because I think it'll offer me good hints as to where everything should go. Okay, and that is a massive brush here. And I just want a teeny tiny one. Teeny, teeny, tiny. Just to kind of push these little vertices over here a little bit. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay. Some of this is going to be highly experimental for me, just because, like I said, I don't know quite what I want to do with this transition and highlight yet. I think the idea that I'm going for is good. I'm not quite sure what the final result is going to look like yet. Gonna have to try a bunch of things. See what happens. Kind of feel like the top of that transition needs to be over there. I'm glad that I meshed it out a little bit, so this way I had to have a little bit of control over where I put it. Okay, that's a bit too far though. Like I said, gotta be lots of trial and error here. I have an idea in my head and I kind of want to make it happen. But I don't know how. So, time to try things. This is where we get all the science. Alright. Just run some experiments and see what happens. So the basic idea of what I'm trying to do here is, let's see, on the front view of the head here, if you kind of look at where her eyes are and run like a circle that would go all the way around her head, it would go kind of like this. And then you can kind of run that same circle all the way up, but you can see it's pretty flat. You can kind of follow the curve up here too, of where the light hits. And when you do it upward like this, the curve becomes much more like, I don't know, higher up. The angle on it changes. So I'm trying to get that same angle up on right here. And also kind of flatten out the highlights around there. I made them a little bit more sharp on the lower one. So now here I want to make the line kind of connecting through them all a little bit flatter. That's the general idea. That's just something that happens when you move your head up. So if I can do it right, I think it'll look pretty cool. It just, you know, doing it right. So here we go. Time to do things right. I was starting with that little shadow area because I felt like it was getting a little bit too close to the white area since I pushed it up. And it probably got pushed around a bit when I was moving the highlight up as well. Something like that. I think it actually needs to be a little bit higher up. Let's go. Just push this up slightly, nice and gently. And kind of finish it off with the mouse to kind of straighten things out again. The brush always kind of leaves things a little bit crunchy, so gotta fix it up at the end. I'm also considering taking a small break from this area to go work on the area where the bangs kind of connect. I might jump back and forth between a few areas today. My brain is feeling a little bit distracted. It's okay. At this stage, I think I can let it be a little bit distracted. There's a lot to do. A lot to do. A lot to see. So it's fine. It's fine. The brain can do what it wants. This isn't the kind of thing where I need to do things in a specific order. Admittedly, that's been rough on some of the drawing that I've been doing because I'm at the point where I'm getting to where I'm starting to kind of refine what I'm drawing, and ooh, it does not want to be. For whatever reason, I cannot make the face look cute. And it's like, man, if you can't make the face look good on an illustration of a person, your illustration's just not going to look good. Doesn't matter how good everything else is, the face has got to look good. It's required. So without the face looking good, everything else will just not look good too. The face would spoil it. So very important to have a nice looking face. And thus my struggles. I don't know why it's not cooperating with me. I rarely have this much trouble making a fairly simple looking expression look good. Brains are weird like that sometimes. Sometimes things work and sometimes they don't. It's deeply unfortunate. Alright, don't have that shadow area completely right, but I have it enough right for this lower part that I'm working on. And I think I can start kind of messing around at the transition area again. But actually, I think the leftmost side of that color transition is actually looking pretty good. I don't think I need to change much more about it. It's the right side that's kind of squirming. Let me just take a close look at it all. Might be moving up a bit too much, but I understand what I'm doing. Very much a case of I have an idea in my head, so I just want to see if I can make that real. But my brain is not working with me today. Those days are always rough. Alright. Oh, it's okay. I'll do what I can. And if I have to jump around a bit, work on something else for a little while. Correct. The brain. It is not braining. It's doing its best, but it's just like... Man, those sure are some triangles. And they are everywhere. Some days are like that. It's okay. Alright, let's go take a look over here for a little bit. So in this little shadow, I think it's actually going to be a little bit bigger than it has been. So I think I want to make it a little bit larger here. Same on the other side. Here we are. This will also tuck in that shadow. So yes, I'm probably on the right track here. In terms of what I want to be doing. That shadow's a little bit too big. With the bang up like that. I'm not sure if this will be its final location, just because a lot of that will depend on how the top of that bang works out. Might need to poke around with it before I can finish this area, but for the time being, I want to look at this little shadow right there. Yeah, that's definitely the right idea. Just gotta make it better. Just gotta make it better. Okay. So I guess now we're taking a break from the bang itself and focusing on the part of the hair, where it kind of goes to either side. And Shalom's part, rather complicated. Very, very complicated. So far, so good, though. It's moving well for me. It'll just take some time to get it all right and all the various angles that I'm messing with. Tends to be how it goes. The angle on this is kind of interesting, in that it's a weird shape. Like, it doesn't look like it, but like right here is like almost completely straight now that I look at it. And here I am trying to curve the hair again. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, we need to make it completely straight. That is my failing. See, this is where just talking to myself and trying to explain what I'm doing to someone else actually is pretty helpful. It was true even when no one was here, but even when there are people here, it makes it a little bit easier. Just gotta make that line completely straight. So let's see how I can go about doing that. Just gotta be a little bit careful with how the shadow works here, because, yeah, I do have to kind of have this one in a specific spot. So that'll determine where I can put the other ones. Okay. That's fine. That still looks kind of round, doesn't it? Yeah, a little bit round at the top here. So let's see, how do I get that straighter? Something like this, maybe? Yeah, that looks a little bit straighter. Looks a little bit, I don't know, blobby almost. So I'm not sure if I like it, but the general gist is down, I think. And I can clean that up a little bit later. I don't feel like doing it right now, so I'm not going to. That can be a problem for future me. Future me can handle the tiny details. Alright, and now I can start getting the side bang here into place. Try to get the highlight to be the shape that I want it to be. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pull that off here, but I will try. Always gotta try. So the shadow's going to look way off here, but I want to see if this is doing what I want it to do. Not quite. Not quite doing what I want it to do. Don't know how to describe what I want it to do exactly, but I still just kind of feel like the turn is looking a little bit flat in some areas. So I'm trying to make that area look a little bit rounder. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I can kind of expand on that a little bit. Make it a little bit better. But I think that's a good starting point. Okay, are we looking sufficiently round here? Yeah, I think to an extent the angle is going to have to change. But I think I want it to be a little bit flatter than this. The idea is to make it look like it's kind of curling around the head a little bit more. So I think I need the top to be flatter in order to pull that off. Maybe something like this. Because right now I think it still looks pretty round, pretty like it's kind of curving around her forehead. Forehead is looking kind of big though. I think I might need to pull these two guys right over here. These underneath areas a little bit further down. Because the forehead's looking a little bit big. So I'm going to pull that down a little bit more, see if that helps out. Yeah, that helped out. Alright. So from there, now I just kind of want to get it to be the right shape. It's supposed to curve this way, not the other way. Just a side effect of using the brush there. Drastically altered the curve. Yeah, something like that. Alright, let's go clean up the point where it connects to her forehead. I think this is roughly right. I'm not sure what the me of tomorrow is going to think. It's hard to say when my brain is just like, it's not quite sure what's happening right now. That's okay. I can still get a little bit of stuff done. Always so unfortunate when the observation ability just kind of goes away. And the critical thinking ability just doesn't know what it's doing right now. It's fine. It'll be okay. So today is going to be a day for probably some simpler things. And with any luck, maybe I'll be able to draw a cute face after stream. I will certainly be trying for as long as my brain allows. So I felt like I kind of pushed things down a little bit too much, so I was kind of shifting it back up a little bit. Try to get everything into a slightly better spot there. Still shifting a little bit. There's just so many little vertices here. I can tell this was a mesh that was done early on, because I was way more willing to add just tons and tons of little vertices, probably more than I even needed for some of these. I got lazier as I went on. I remember those early streams. It was about a week and a half of just raw making meshes. I don't miss it. It's definitely the most boring part of working in this program. Just gotta mesh everything. And I haven't had good luck with the auto mesh for a lot of things, so I don't use it much. I'm sure at some point there'll be some auto mesh improvements, but I may or may not use it extensively after. Probably depends on my mood. The perfectionism is strong, and it makes it hard for me to give up the control that comes with relying on the computer to generate the mesh for me. Especially considering I poke at the mesh extensively. Although honestly, for simpler art, maybe the auto mesh would do better. This particular art is just extremely complicated. Can't really blame the auto mesh for not knowing what to do with it. I barely knew what to do with it. Alright. I guess I changed my mind when I said that I wasn't in the mood to smooth some of this out. I'm totally in the mood to smooth this part out. Brains are kind of funny like that, and just randomly gets in the mood to do a certain thing. And not others. Even though they're basically the same. Well, it's okay. Today, I can indulge the brain. It can do what it wants. Early on in a new area, it can pretty much do whatever it wants. It's fine. Looking forward to getting these turns done. It's occurring to me that once the turns are done, or at least close, I'll probably do some testing. And load it up, and I can just take a look at it while I don't know, I guess talk about random stuff. Sounds like a good time. But I think I'm gonna want the corners to be done for that because, well, this would be way too distracting. Oh my. I still can't get over it. Anyway. Just the way the jaw looks in the corner right now. The upward corners especially, it's just... Oh my goodness. Corners are truly hell. Let's track the layer for a second there. Brain, definitely not braining today. Oh well, it happens sometimes, but I think I can still be happy with the progress that I made today. Got some of the details done on the bangs here, and I think I got these in good spots. Yeah, I really like how we see more of this side here. This is exactly why I drew this a little bit bigger than I thought I would actually need. I thought there was a chance that maybe, just maybe, I'd end up doing something with it. And being able to have the option without having to go back into Krita and just redraw everything sounded very appealing at the time. Because I didn't really know what to expect. And I'm glad I did. Thank you for not being lazy past self. Really worked out here. Now we get to have a cool hair effect. Albeit a very minor one. I think it's cool. I like it a lot. It makes me happy. Yeah. Okay, but so far so good on that area. The area where it attaches to her forehead. Let's see, where do I want to poke now? Do I want to poke more in that area? Nah, the stuff on this side is bothering me much more. That little strand right there, he's going way out in outer space. Not where he belongs. Not at all. It's okay. I will just guide him back home. He must be so lost right now. Even more lost than I am. Alright, looks a little bit wrinkly, but I want to see if I have things roughly in the right spot now. Yeah, definitely getting closer. And I think here is floofing out a little bit too hard. So I, unfortunately, must make it a little bit less round. Just a little bit. I think I can afford a degree of roundness. Can afford a degree of roundness. So now I'm just gonna go back and kind of smooth things out all the way down. And I think I want to check to make sure that's right before I start working on the hair behind it. I think it'll be easier to understand that way. Yeah, so far so good, I think. Maybe not down here, but up here, yes. Yeah, I'm gonna clean that up a little bit. Looks like some things kind of got shifted around a little. Just kind of try to get some of these vertices a little bit, the distance between the points a little bit more equal. So I do have to remember that when I meshed it, I was very, very particular about all this. That's why it took me so long to mesh everything. Not using the auto mesh aside. And I was very, very particular. So I should remember that. Be very particular, going all the way down to. Get everything nice and smooth. Okay, how's that? Still looking fairly round. Oh yeah. That looks a lot better. Yeah, now I'm kind of having the right shape that I want and all that good stuff. I'm also going to take a look on this side here. Kind of feel like this needs to be a little bit rounder too. I have so much excuse to make things round, it makes me so happy. There we go. Something like that. Still a bit off on the bottom, which I think I should go and just fix now, but the top is definitely looking a lot better. This is what it means to go from the sketch to the final. Just get all those details in, get all the angles just right. It's like yesterday, I just kind of did a bunch of stuff on the general idea of things, and now it is time to make it all a reality. Let me see, I'm actually not sure how this area is supposed to look. What did I do to it exactly? Oh no, that actually looks fine. Okay, cool. I do want to make sure that these triangles don't get a little too kind of close together, but I think in general that's okay. Okay, yeah, that's getting a little bit too out there. So these do need to be pushed in quite a lot. And then I need to go a little, work on it a little further up just to make sure that the transition happens nicely. And that things don't get all crunchy and gross looking. There we go. Maybe something like this. That's looking pretty smooth. Yeah, that is looking pretty smooth indeed. Just flatten right through here a little bit. It's like I have all the excuse to make things round, but I can't make them too round. Can't overindulge, otherwise everything's just gonna look weird. I don't want things to look weird. But again, with the upward turn here, I am just trying to get the area, especially the parts closer to the top of her head, to kind of follow that new curve where it kind of goes more upward instead of straight. Slightly down, just because that's kind of how this expression is. And here is just very much down. You can kind of see it by running a line through the pupils. Through the pupils and following the curve of the head. But yeah, I think this is looking pretty good so far. And I think I can start working on some of the parts behind there. It's kind of funny. I think this is the first time that I worked on this based on what connects to the bangs first, as opposed to just the part in the middle here. But it's fine. This is what my brain wanted to poke at, so that's what I'm gonna poke at. It's alright, brain. I believe in you. We got this. I like this in theory, but right now it looks quite bad. Can I make it look good? That is the question. Do I just need to change the angle on the other side of this little, I don't know, shadow area? Actually, yes, I think that helped considerably. Cool. That makes me happy. Means that my idea here should work out. Once I get everything into their proper place. I always do like when an idea comes together. I guess that's another lesson in rigging. It just, if something is meant to be, it'll come together. And if it's not, then nothing you do will ever make it look good, and you should stop. Just a matter of identifying when that is, and whether you need to try a little bit harder or you need to give up. I think that's true for a lot of things in life, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, I think this has a lot of potential. I fixed the worst of it. Still got some things to work out, but the worst of it is definitely better. Just kind of need to figure out how to handle those highlights. They're already getting a lot flatter, so that is good progress there. I wonder if I can get away with doing something like this. Make them even flatter right through there. Does that look bad? Maybe a little bit bad. I just can't do it that strongly. But I think this level of strength looks good. Just need to do it better, but it's not looking like completely hopeless like it was a few minutes ago. So I'll take it. That might be a little bit too strong on the lower part, though. Or on the leftmost part. I was trying to make it a little bit flatter by raising the lower tip too, but I think it's a little bit too strong. I think this is looking alright, though. This is just experiments in what can I get away with. What can I get away with and still have it look good? Doing everything I can to try to make that little highlight just a little bit flatter. Yeah. That looks like it's turning nicely. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Makes me want to work in the bang highlight a little bit more. So I'm gonna do that now. The very front bang. Alright, little highlight. How do you want to be? Be a little bit more here. And I can probably get away with lowering some stuff there. Trying to keep that shape the same. Whereas here, you know, it's very flat all the way across. Here, I managed to tilt it down a little bit more. And so now up here, I want to tilt it upward. I just can't make the effect quite as strong as it currently is. That's all. Just gotta lower that strength a little. Okay, actually I think I could have handled the bottom part staying like that. It's the top part that's sliding now. That's actually good news. Because it means that I get to keep some of the shape that I was hoping for on the bottom side. Just need to get the top side to kind of conform to the same type of movement here. See, this one is a little bit easier because I'm just taking an existing highlight and kind of making it a little bit flatter. But here, I actually do want to change the shape a little bit. Changing the shape is always a little bit harder than just kind of, I don't know, flattening out a little bit. Okay, but it's getting there. I think that shadow area on the bang is a little bit too round, and that's causing problems for the highlight as well. Yeah. So I think if I push that a little bit more to the right, that'll help. Something like this, maybe. This might be a little bit too much, but it did need to kind of get over there a bit. I'll straighten it up after I check it. Okay, yeah, that definitely helped. Looks a lot better. Yeah, now it's actually starting to look pretty good. It's amazing how much all these little pieces are just all connected. Everything relates to everything else. And yeah, I think I'm gonna have a pretty good start on all of these little highlights here, as well as some of the other areas that I messed around with today. So hopefully if my brain works tomorrow, the me of tomorrow will have better luck. Let me see. Gonna touch up right over here just a little bit here. Because I think I actually want to try to raise up the shadow area right here. Make it a little bit higher up. So this way a little bit more of the color underneath shows as well. So for a second there, it just looked like more like it was growing than showing us a little bit more. Yeah. That will definitely need to be cleaned up, but I think I really like the idea. Yeah, I think I'm going to be able to make this turn look really nice. Looking forward to that. But I think that's all I'm going to do for today. I think I will end it there. So, good luck with the event, Vivi. I hope you're able to finish it all. And thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at your own creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, or any other creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or at me on the social media of your choice, and I'll take a look and maybe leave some comments. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.